We're going into the sixth. Kuntz is due up, but Bobby Will is coming out, and he's going to bat for the Cub pitcher.
Number 28, Will. Batting for Kuntz, Bob Will.
Bob Will, left-handed hitter. And he is batting .244, 2 homers, and 12 runs driven in. Both the home runs were pinch home runs. Larry Jackson winds, and the pitch is a fast strike, belt high, 0-1. We're underway in the sixth inning at St. Louis. The Cubs trail by a 4-0 score. They've had only 2 hits, both of them infield blows. The pitch by Jackson, swinging a foul on the screen, strike 2. Larry Jackson gets his sign. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Bobby Will. Inside, he brushes him back, ball 1 and strike 2. 1-2 the count on Will. He'll be followed by Landrum and then Hubbs. Wind up, the pitch by Jackson. Change up, top foul off to the left. It's out of play. Boyer racing back, but it's about 7 rows up into the crowd. 1-2 the count. Bob Will pinch hitting for Calvin Kuntz. Cardinals 4, Cubs nothing. All 4 Cardinal runs the result of homers. A 3-run shot by Musial and a solo blast by Gene Oliver. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball. And it's fouled. He tried to check his swing. And the ball hit the bat and went back to the screen. 1-2. Well, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast tonight, fans. Right now, the score is bad. The Cardinals lead by 4. Here's the pitch to Will. High outside, 2-2. Oak Park Federal Savings. Glad that you're with us tonight. The Save by Mail leader, Oak Park Federal. Jackson winding, and the 2-2 pitch to Bobby Will. Curveball. A little soft liner taken on 1 hop by Maxville. He throws to White into the dirt. It gets by the first baseman and rolls up against the railing at first base, and there's Bobby Will going to second. The catcher backs up the play, but there's no throw made to second base. That might be a hit and an error. It might be a double error. Well, they got to give an error on it also. It's a hit and an error on the shortstop. They call it a base hit. And an error on the shortstop. A base hit by Bob Will, the 3rd hit by the Cubs, and they've all been infield hits. And when Maxville threw the ball away past Bill White up against the box seat railing at first base for an error, Will got to second base on it. That's the second Cardinal error. Cubs have a man at second with nobody out, and Don Landrum's up, and he takes one high for ball 1. Landrum has flied to center and struck out so far tonight. It's the 6th inning, 4-0 the Cardinals lead. Well, that wind is real strong now, blowing out of the west toward right field. Here's the pitch by Jackson, and Landrum takes a strike over the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a cool night in St. Louis. 1-1 on Landrum with Kenny Hubbs on deck. The stretch by Jackson, the Cardinal right-hander throws, and Landrum takes a strike on the inside corner at the belt, 1-2. In the bottom of the 5th, Cleveland 2, the White Sox 1. Ball 1, strike 2. Bobby Will leads off at second. Here's Jackson's pitch to Landrum, and he takes inside, 2-2. Charlie Metro talking it up in the coach's box at third, yelling into the batter. Cubs need 4 runs to tie it up. It's the 6th inning. A man at second with nobody out. Jackson's in the stretch. And the 2-2 pitch now is made to Don Landrum. And he swings and bangs one to the right side. Bill White has it, bobbles it, throws to the pitcher covering, and he just did get him. Larry Jackson just got the ball from Bill White in time for the out, and Bobby Adams now is arguing with the umpire at first base, Foreman. The play went White to Jackson, moving Bobby Will to third. 1 out and a man at third. Temperature's down to 66 degrees here at the ballpark. Eddie Matthews just hit another home run with a man on for the Braves, his second of the night. Now here's Kenny Hubbs. He's 0 for 2, and he takes a fastball, strike letter high. Bobby Will is on third with one out. Hubbs tonight twice has been thrown out by the shortstop. Jackson Windy, 0-1 pitch to the Cubs second baseman. A ball that's wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Earlier tonight, Johnny Edwards of Cincinnati homered with 2 on. Now at the end of 5 innings in Milwaukee, it's the Reds 6, the Braves 4 in a battle of home runs. Here's the pitch. A swing and a foul ball to the right on the roof, out of play. Ball 1, strike 2 on Hubbs. A man at third, 1 out. Cubs have won 3 out of their last 4, and they've taken the first 2 games of this series from the Cardinals. Jackson bends in, gets his sign. Hubbs waves that bat over the plate. Larry Jackson goes into the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Hubbs. A fastball outside, 2-2. Musial in left, standing out there with his arms folded in front of him. Flood in center. Charlie James in right. Jackson checks the runner at third, goes into the windup while they looks at him. 2-2 pitch now. A swing and a line drive. Going to drop in, I believe it is. A base hit to right center field. Here's Bobby Will scoring. Hubbs has an RBI. 4-1 Cardinals now. Hit number 4 and run number 1 off Larry Jackson. Hubbs hit a liner just over the head of Javier, who raced out onto the grass in right center field to try to catch it, but it was over his head. And it's a single for Hubbs in his 48th run batted in, as Bobby Will danced in from third with the first Cub run of the night. Now here's Billy Williams. He has struck out and beat out a hit to third base. Hubbs on first and 1 out. It's the 6th inning, and the Cardinals now lead by 3, 4-1. The pitch to Billy Williams. Fastball outside. I'd love to see Williams get a hold of one of these Larry Jackson pitches. Park is tailor-made for a fellow like Williams, and he's got the weatherman on his side tonight. The wind is blowing straight out to right field. Here's the pitch. Fastball, almost drilled him in the ribs with it. He had to jump out of the way. Ball 2. Jackson gives the Rosenbag a squeeze. 2-0 on Billy Williams. Cardinals 4, Cubs 1, 6th inning. The hits now are even, 4 apiece. Here's the pitch. Curve, and it's a strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Billy Williams leaned away from it. He thought the pitch was going to be inside, but it got to corner. Kenny Hubbs takes his lead. Bill White playing behind him over there at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul into the catcher's glove, 2-2. Billy Williams is a rarity among ball players. He looks as good swinging and missing as a lot of players do when they hit the ball 400 feet. 2-2 on Williams. What a cut he has. Here's the pitch by Larry Jackson. Fastball, and he fouls it back here to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson gets that new baseball and rubs it up. Last year, Jackson had a 2-2 record against the Cubs. He's 2-0 this year, and 15-10 lifetime with the Cubs. The 2-2 pitch now to Billy Williams is made, and a changeup, and he struck him out. Billy Williams, fans, for the second time tonight, and it's strikeout number 5 by the Cardinal pitcher. Now with 2 out and a man on first, it brings up George Altman. He has struck out and popped up to shortstop. The ball game is in the 6th. The Cardinals lead 4-1. Jack Quinlan and Lou Boudreau here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. WGN Radio Chicago, heard in more homes and automobiles each week than any other Chicago station. George Altman takes one high for a ball, 1-0. Ball 1, no strikes. The man at first is Kenny Hubbs with 2 out. And here's Jackson's pitch. Curve hit on the ground, foul. The first base coach, Bobby Adams, moves over and fields it. Ball 1 and strike 1. Pittsburgh just beat the New York Mets 5-1. The Mets have now lost 106 games, and they're 56 and a half games out of first place. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Altman was trying to hit one out of the park. He went all the way around. Harvey Haddix was the winner in that Pirate game, his 9th win. And Craig Anderson of the Mets has just lost his 16th of the year. He's got a lot of company. Al Jackson, Roger Craig, and a few more over there. Ball 1, strike 2 on Altman with a man at first and 2 out, 1 run in. Here's Larry Jackson's 1-2 pitch now. Fastball, and he bangs it foul up on the roof behind the plate. 1-2 on George Altman. Philadelphia and Houston are underway. No score at the end of 1. McLish against Bruce. Demeter just hit one, though, in the second for Philadelphia. Boy, he's had a hot bat. The Phillies are a good hitting club. They're trying to win their 18th in a row from the Colts and take the entire season series tonight. Ball 1, strike 2. Jackson's next pitch. Altman bangs it foul down the right field line. It's in the lower deck out of play. And it is still 1-2 on the Cub right fielder and cleanup man, George Altman. Larry Jackson several times has been on the National League All-Star squad. He's a real pro out there. He's tough. He knows how to pitch, and he's one of the game's best. Here's the 1-2 pitch by Jackson. And Altman swings, and he belts one past the first baseman. It goes into right field, and Kenny Hubbs makes the turn and goes to third. There was a hot smash that hit the dirt in front of Bill White and handcuffed him. It got past him and went into right field. I believe it'll be a hit. It is. A base hit for Altman. The 5th Cub hit off Jackson. And now, here's Ernie Banks representing the tying run. Cubs trail 4-1. But they have runners on first and third and 2 out. That's the 3rd hit of the inning and the 5th of this game off Larry Jackson. Banks has singled off the first baseman's glove and lined to the shortstop. He could tie it up right now with a king-size poke. The catcher, Oliver, has gone out to the mound to talk with Larry Jackson. Cub runners on first and third, 2 out here in the 6th inning. Ooh, what a spot for Banks to tee off. Cubs need 3 to tie, and Banks is the tying run at the plate. Hubbs is on third, Altman is on first with 2 gone. 1 run is in, and the Cardinals still lead 4-1. Larry Jackson gets his sign from Oliver. Here's his first pitch now to the Cub first baseman, Banks. He swings and he misses. He had one thought in mind, tie it up right now. 0-1 on Banks. Musial deep in left, Flood deep in center, James deep in right. Jackson working cautiously here with Banks. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss, strike 2. Jackson's in a little trouble here, and he knows it. And he's been hurt by Banks before, many times during his career. And he's being very cautious with him. He's got 2 strikes on him, way out in front of the batter. The runners lead off at first and third. And here's Jackson's 0-2 pitch to Banks, and he struck him out on 3 pitches to retire the side. Strikeout number 6 by Larry Jackson, 2 of them in this inning. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 Cubs are left off.